Hi there, this is Susan Ornelas, and thank you for joining me today for my October flip through Fauxbonichi, or my Fauxbonichi flip through, whichever way you want to say it. I started doing my Fauxbonichi October 1st, and I didn't do it the way normal, I guess the normal way of doing a Fauxbonichi, because I didn't really know that you're supposed to do a lot of different coloring and things in your book. This book, I don't have the front pages. This is going to be my information, so if it ever gets lost. But this book is more for my kids to see one day and get to know who I am and my childhood. I am following a Lister's Got a List and Fauxbonichi journalers. I just recently got hooked up with Fauxbonichi journalers, and I know that I'm going to absolutely love them. But for October, I didn't find them until just this week. So what I did is I counted 6 down. I got the measurements, I guess you could say, because this is on a grid. I got my measurements from Let's Get Inky, which is also Inky Quill, Adele Toomey. And I just followed her way of doing things because she's just awesome. What can I say? Anyway, she counts 6 down from the top, and then she goes 6 up from the bottom. And this is where I write what I'm thankful for or grateful. Any quotes that I might have. In the top, I count, this is 6 down, so this is 6 over. And I put, my 16-year-old son did a 1 for me. That's where I put the date, the day of the week, so it's the 1st, then the day of the week. But then I hopped over here, and again, it's 6 down, 6 over. Then I counted 6 more squares over, so it's a 6 by 6 and a 6 by 6, and then whatever's left over, that's what I did the day of the week, and then October 2017. This square, I do the weather. I live in Las Vegas, and as you can see, 93 for October 1st. We don't start getting cool until probably Halloween. But it's kind of fun to document, and with Las Vegas weather, it will be really fun to document. Or not. Anyway. And this section is for anything that's scrappy related, anything I might have done that day. Watched scrappy videos on YouTube, so I didn't actually do anything scrappy, but I gained some inspiration, got some ideas. So whether I scrapbook or I watch something scrapbook related, I even put in here at one point that I started to binge watch. I was on bed rest. I had something happen in my hip, and my doctor wanted me on bed rest. It wasn't fractured, but I watched videos, and then I started to binge watch Scandal. I'd never watched it, and now, as my sister said, I am now a gladiator, but I'm not in a suit. So anyone who watches Scandal will know what I'm talking about. So anyway, this is a book about me, my present. A lot of it's going to be from my childhood, and Lister's Got a List really makes you think, makes me think back. So like this one, it says, my most fondest memory of October. So then I went on to talk about like my childhood October and how my aunt and my mother, who were women that were so influential in my life, always made our holidays so special in October and November, you know, just any holidays. I didn't love the prompt for day number 2, or I didn't really know. I don't drink a lot of fall beverages, hot chocolate. There's only so much you could say about hot chocolate. But knowing what I know now, I could have done a big, huge mug down here and done my favorite beverage has always been hot chocolate. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. None of that. But I could have done a hot chocolate and then written it here and just colored. But like I said, I didn't know a lot then. So these artwork squares, I'm using some of my stamps. Being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I have a boatload of stamps. So this square is a 15 by 15. Again, I followed Adele. And I'm just putting random stamps or like things I've done on paper, and it did make it to be kind of thick. So if you add any dimension, just know it's not going to lay nice and flat. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the Miguel Ruiz book. I got this at Barnes & Noble for $9.99. I didn't have to pay shipping. If you have a Barnes & Noble in your area, go get the Miguel Ruiz. Now, they only had one black one, and they had these red ones. And the black one had this was really curled. And the reason why there's paper in here was because of the curling. The paper helps keep it flat and not curling. So anyway, I did do some colorful moments, not a lot. I did start putting down what I put for dinner. I homeschool my youngest son, And so in some of these, like I did little apples, because then I started thinking, well, everybody else's books are a little more fancy than mine. And I did Of Admit for dinner. I started like, this was one of the listers got a list, favorite comfort foods. I said in the fall, it's soup of any kind, chicken and dumplings, enchiladas, mac and cheese. So I outlined my most favorite. Anything that was fall, I put fall here. Again, I did dinner, no school. I put down that I had my grandbabies. Always a highlight. I did use different stickers too to use up some of my stash. I started drawing little apples for school day, and this is a stamp from Stampin' Up! That I used. More stamps. Oh, and I had this fun washi, and I don't do one page at a time. I do exactly as Adele did. She puts two pages together, and then she uses decorative washi tape and holds it together. Now I did 1 week at a time, so my first week is bats. My second week is pumpkin faces, third week chevron, and then the last week was this yellowy chevron. But I won this from, I won this cute little box that had all these washis from Queen and Company at the beginning of like September, or no, maybe mid-September. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was so thrilled. So I used it to decorate. There was all kinds of washi tape, the bats, just tons of cute stuff, the spiders. So here I hand drew, because I didn't have any stamps at that time. I got Happy Mail. We had subs that night for dinner. So I drew kind of a little lame sub, but it's a sub. We all know what it is. A TV for what I'm watching on TV. So, and then when it comes to my kid's birthday, I don't do a prompt. I write about my daughter. And then I thought I wanted to put a picture here, but we don't have ink. So I hand drew her a little birthday cake, wrote all about her, and I'm grateful for her. Then we go on, again, dinners, had tacos that night. My morning routine, getting up in the morning and going on YouTube. It's also my evening routine. My husband made pancakes for us that night. My lame attempt at a pancake, but I did it, you know. So, again, with the washi tape, I always put some washi tape. This is my son's birthday, Zachary. My daughter turned 25, so he turned 24. I have 7 kids, as I've told you. I had 5 under the age of 5 at one time. So my daughter turned 25, and my second oldest son is still 25 and won't be 26 till the end of November. So needless to say, I had a lot of kids all under the age of 5. So anyway, I hand drew him a birthday cake. And I have happy birthday to Zachary. And I wrote all about Zachary. And then, again with the weather, anything crafty. So November will be a little more colorful because, like I said, I discovered the Fauxbonichi journalers. And I also discovered on Pinterest 25 songs, 25 days. And so that's a new prompt that I'm going with. And it's like the first one, day 1, is a song from my childhood, and it was Puppy Love by Donny Osmond. I put down that I wanted to marry Donny Osmond when I was in 3rd grade. So every day there's a different prompt. Again, it's on Pinterest. Look up 25 songs, 25 days. A song that reminds me of my parents would be Rambling Rose, Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree, Lazy Hazy Days of Summer by Nat King Cole. My dad sang that from one side of this country to the other. We always took family vacations, and music was a big part of my life. So I thought that it would be fun to do 25 songs, 25 days. So here we had some cooler weather, 75 with clouds, no rain. And anyway, like I said, I just used stamps, and this comes to the end of October. Now, like I said, I started using stickers and getting more colorful for November, so I will do my November flip through at the beginning of December. This has been such a fun book to do. I've never been one to journal, and even though my religion, they are big advocates for journaling, I just never got on that. But now I am doing exactly as my church has often said is important. Oh, see, I do quotes here. Sometimes I find a really good quote there. And I do try to change up my colors. I bought some pens, different colored pens, because I didn't even have that even though I had some Stampin' Up! Ones, a lot of them are really light and I couldn't see. I will say I put a funny little note to myself that said, note to self, do not write by the try to write by the light. Oh, it says, hint to myself, do not try to write by just the light of my computer. LOL. So anyway, I will be back December 1st with my November flip through. It will be more colorful, I promise you. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.